Okay, hi everybody. I'm back again with part two. Okay, next we're going to talk about Eric Jerome Dickey. I don't know if a lot of you know about him, but I'm going to show you some books first that I've read by him already that I found hilarious. I thought they're really funny because he writes about African Americans in relationships and things. And he has this great way of writing like a woman and then also writing like a guy. So there's Between Lovers. That one's really good. Milk in My Coffee, which is one of my favorites. Friends and Lovers. Okay, so that's a really good one. And there's another one, it's called Cheaters. I don't know where it is. I may have loaned it to someone, and that's why I can't find it. But possibilities for my reading for next month would be The Other Woman, because I haven't read that one yet. And, so that's always a nice quick read, but it's fun. Then there's also An Accidental Affair by Eric Jerome Dickey. Now this one, it came out last year, and I had ordered it so I could participate with Ms. Roosevelt, who's here on YouTube. She was trying to get people together to read the book, but of course the book came so late, so I couldn't participate, and it sat on my shelf untouched. So that's a possibility as well. It's evident what it's about, An Accidental Affair. And the next one is Eric Jerome Dickey's Gideon series. Now, I was given these a while back and never got to them, and they're really lovely because they're both hardback. But the Gideon series is basically, Gideon is a hitman, and the series revolves around him. So the first one is Sleeping with Strangers. Okay. And the next one is Waking with Enemies. Now, number 3 is called, let's see, what is it called? Dying for Revenge. And number 4 is called Resurrecting Midnight. Next, some books that could fall in, well, they're the YA category, basically. I don't have a lot. Now, there's this one, it's called Pidgin English. I think this could fall in the YA category, but I'm going to put out a warning there. I'm not sure how much violence is in this book because it is based on a true event that happened in the UK. It says 11-year-old Harrison Opoku, the second best runner in year 7, races through the new life in England in his personalized trainers, the Adidas stripes drawn on with marker pen, blissfully unaware of the very real threat around him. Newly arrived from Ghana with his mother and older sister Lydia, Harry absorbs the many strange elements of city life, from the bewildering array of Haribo sweets to the frightening, fascinating gang of older boys from his school. But his life is changed forever when one of his friends is murdered. As the victim's nearly new football boots hang in tribute on railings behind fluorescent tape and a police appeal draws only silence, Harry decides to act unwittingly, endangering the fragile web his mother has spun around his family to keep them safe. This book was, I think it was shortlisted for the first book award in 2011. So it should be interesting. I don't know if I'll get to it, but I'll, you know how fickle I am. I'm fickle. Can't help it. Now, the next one everybody's heard about, but I haven't seen lots of reviews on YouTube about this one, but it's the Noughts and Crosses series. So you have Noughts and Crosses, Mallory Blackman. Knife Edge is number 2. And Checkmate is number 3. Number 4 is called Double Cross. And there are 2 companion novels. One is called An Eye for an Eye, and the second companion novel is called Calum. So basically, if you can just get the Noughts and Crosses, and then get Knife Edge, and then get Checkmate, and then get Double Cross, you've got the full series. Now Mallory Blackman she's British, and she's known for writing a lot about race, and dealing with race and adolescence. Now, if you want, I can read you. I'll read you a little bit of the back of Noughts and Crosses. Caleb is not a second-class citizen in a world run by the ruling crosses. Steffi is a cross, daughter of one of the most powerful men in the country. In their world, Noughts and Crosses simply don't mix. And as hostility turns to violence, can Caleb and Steffi possibly find a way to be together? They are determined to try, and then the bomb explodes. That sounds cool. I might try to get to that one because it's a cool one. It's a YA one, and well, you know how I am about YA. I like it. Sometimes, most of the time, I don't like it. But anyway, I might like that one. The next one is, now this one is The Rose Petal Beach by Dorothy Koomson. Now, Dorothy Koomson is also British, and she's written lots of books, but I haven't heard anyone talk about her. I haven't heard any reviews or anything on her. But I ran across her on, I think it was on someone's blog, somebody's blog on WordPress or Blogspot or something. And I said, oh, I'll, check that out. And I wound up getting this book, and it's a beautiful book. Look at this beautiful cover. And it's very big. But I'll read you the back so you can get an idea. I said those words and I meant them at the time. But what would you do? What would you say if your husband was accused of something terrible and the accuser is someone you trusted with your life? That doesn't mean I wanted this to happen. I didn't want anyone to get hurt. And I didn't want to be scared that every knock on the door is going to be the police coming to take me away. What's going to happen to my children? What's going to happen to me? My name is Timia Chali, and this is my story. Wow, now doesn't that sound intriguing? Okay, so that's another possibility. We also have Half-Blood Blues, which I showed you not so long ago, which is about 1940s, the aftermath of the fall of Paris, jazz music, black man who is a German citizen. So really interesting, that one. Next, A Cupboard Full of Coats by Yvette Edwards. Okay, now this one was up for the Man Booker Prize in 2011. See, it's written right there. I think it was long listed, but it's my mother that told me about this one. She saw it, I think it was in Essence magazine, and she said, you should check that out. Now, this one is, for 14 years, Jinx has been haunted by the brutal murder of her mother. Crushed by the weight of loss and guilt, she is unable to move on from the memories of her childhood that are poisoning her life and all her relationships. The sudden arrival of Lemon and an old friend of her mother's changes everything. He wants to talk about that night, and he won't leave until she's shared her story, her whole story. Over the course of one serene weekend, they strip away the layers of the past to lay bare a family drama full of jealousy and tragic betrayal. Fueled by Lemon's sumptuous cooking and intoxicating storytelling, the intensity mounts and dark secrets are uncovered. But as Jinx's life threatens to fall apart for a second time, she finally begins to believe that redemption may be within her grasp. Blending true East London spirit with a heady Caribbean spice, Edwards has crafted a novel of breathtaking elegance announcing a fierce new talent in British fiction. Pretty cool. We also have Wench, which is basically a story written about the black mistresses of the slave masters. So this book has definitely gotten some mixed reviews. I think more people hated it than liked it, from what I can understand. But I want to make my own judgment on that. Last but not least, there's Substitute Me. Okay, now Substitute Me is written by Laurie L. Tharps. And I think I showed you a book called Hair Story. Well, she was one of the contributing writers to that book. She's written another book which is called Kinky Gazpacho, where she talks about her moving to Spain and her, I guess, coming to acceptance of her kinky hair. And this one is a little different. It's about a a young girl who has just, I think, finished her university, but she doesn't know what she wants to do, and she becomes a nanny to a white family. And she basically keeps this a secret from her family because she's afraid they're going to take it the wrong way. They're not going to like it. And at the same time, the white couple that she's nannying for, they have secrets too that they're keeping. So it sounds like an interesting book. So I thought, okay, I'll give this one maybe a shot next month. Okay, oof. So that's all I've got as a selection of books. I maybe could have picked out a couple more, but you know, that's quite a lot already there to be choosing from. So I will be back with probably a Friday Reads tomorrow and maybe a review or something on the weekend. But why don't you, if you want, write below the book that you would like to see me review so that, you know, I can see what you're really interested in. I may be able to get to one or two of your suggestions. Okay, so thanks for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow for Friday Reads. Bye-bye.